was kind of thinking that since I have a little bit of time, I kind of want to get a bit of work done on the squidslots bestiary. I forget how many entrants I had. Or entries, I guess I should say. Where do I have this folder? There we go. Wait, that's not the right one. Here we go. Spacer Crab folder. There. I've at least now created a blank text document for it. Okay, well, the very first one that would need to go in is the old executive squid. It's back, baby. Let me get that one save state from Dragon View of the screen already going bonkers. Yeah, this one. Although it is kind of shaking like crazy and flashing yellow. Might be a bit much. Now, I don't actually think that I've shown off the overworld in this game on stream. But it is extremely similar to the very first Draken game. You're moving around in this, like, pseudo 3D world, and those dust clouds are enemy encounters. And yeah, when there's like no clutter on screen, it's real hard to tell if you're still moving or not. I'm probably thinking of Draken, but I thought there were like teleporters in this game. Pretty sure I'm just thinking of Draken. Alright, so that means I pull up Mohawk. Pick up a teleporters. Right, so the first entrant in the bestiary is just squid. Actually, I think I'm going to leave the lines in. No, I'm taking them out. Because I just realized, or I guess I just remembered, that not all of the squids are the same size. Because the next entrant on the list is going to be the small squid, which is the same as the full-size squid, just without the tentacle emotes. Well, without the squid 2. The midway point of the tentacle. Now, for this one, is he a snake or is he a worm? I think he should be the snake, and the worm should be like no, the snake, that one's gonna be the worm. Because the snake would be... That would be the snake. Or that. So you have right snake and left snake. And I'm not actually going to get a command for this put in place until I get a list that I'm happy with the size of. Oh, let me highlight this. Every kiss begins with being happy with the size. Holy shit, Spacer Crab. The realest of all real talk. Rosebath. Oh, I should probably have Hex Chat open. Speedrun's liver. Oh. Race channel's already open. Nice. .1. Yo, what's up, Firebat? I am currently working on the Squidslots bestiary. I've got 5 entrants so far, and many more to go. I'm trying to remember all of the dumb ones that I had in the past. Let's see if I remember this one. I think it was just this. Yes, the Cerberus. I don't remember if I had one for a 2-headed squid like that. Uh-oh. The Mohawk demo crashed. Dang. Well, time to put on speed demos. Who's gonna be good for this? Probably Zelda 2 Link. Because I don't think I'm gonna be playing as him. So we can at least get some screen time for my guy. I've seen the future, and it's Need for Speed demos shaped. Hey, if the need is strong enough, Firebat is here. Sure, it's just a simple question away. But anyways, there was a 2-headed one. There was a 2-headed squid that had the tentacle in between the 2 heads. That one. But that one is different than that one. I'm trying to remember if one of them was sunglasses and the other one was bikini top. Then there was also there was this one that was the belt. Then there was the intestine. I think the one that has the tips for the tentacles with the 2 heads, unless I can think of some kind of mythological creature that had 2 heads within the next handful of minutes, I think that one's just going to be the sunglasses. And the one beneath it is going to be the bikini top. But see, now I'm thinking, well, what if Cerberus had Tentacle 2 on the ends? Wouldn't that be something? But at a certain point, I think I need to rein it in. These are like very specific emote orientations. Because I know, like, in some mythologies and in some fantasies and fictions, there have been like two-headed ogres. But just calling the two-headed squid an ogre, I don't think quite gets the point across. And Bikini Top isn't necessarily the best name for that one. That's what I'm going with. Orthrus? Google image search. Oh. It's Cerberus without the third head. He's the brother of Cerberus. Okay. Orthrus, any time of day. Simulation for body and puppies. Oh god. So that one was 2. That one was 2. That one was 3. That one's 2. That one's also 2. And that one is just oops, all 2s. Let's get oops, all heads put in there. But, like, I don't have a name for all squid 1s or all squid 4s. And there was one that I just thought of that's gotten away from me now. Oh, there's the, what about... And these all count as victory squids. Don't remember if barbell is one word or two. Oh, it's one word. Yeah. Because the smaller one is the dumbbell. But that's kind of already taken care of by the sunglasses and the bikini top. Or it would be Orthrus and sunglasses, but I get the feeling that Orthrus is not as well known as Cerberus. Maybe that's just me. Oh yeah, there was another left and right one. Hey guys. See, that one makes it look like he's got her, though. I don't know if those are exactly the kind of implications that I want to attach to squid slots. Right, so this one was... It would be... Squid 1. I have some of this copied. Be Squid 1. And then the rest are all Squid 2s. And that would be the lamprey. Pleasing squid slot implications the world over. Because lampreys have that, like, flat front to their head. Where their sucker mouth is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 13 so far. Think we can find 7 more to bring this up to 18? Even if I can think of 2 more, just to bring it up to 15, that'd probably be good enough for right now. Let me make sure I've got this song on my favorites list. I sure do. Which reminds me, I was watching some more of the current StarCraft League that's going on. But I was then mixing it in with an ASL from a couple years ago. Actually, I guess that one was just from last year. It sure is. Dude, the Terran music in StarCraft 1 is so good. What about... Mm, I'm not sure about this one that I'm thinking of now. Yeah, that doesn't... Not feeling that one. Hmm. Yeah, I think if I can come up with two more, I'll just have that be it for right now. My thought process during the entirety of the early race will probably just be me trying to think of squids. As long as I do better than last week, it'll be fine. Alright, let's take what I've got. Save this as bestiary.txt. Let's go ahead and copy that. Let's go ahead and paste that in. Is this Days of Christmas? It sure is. Alright. Yeah. So if we do that, Spazer Crab will take his time putting all of these out. There should be a small worm. Should just be squid 1, squid 2, and squid 4. Alright, so now I need one more. Maybe Orthrus should be the same as sunglasses, but without the squid 2 in the middle. Have it be a 4 long. Alright, so small worm is in there. I think doing a small snake might be pushing it a bit too far. God, what would that one even be? The other one I was just thinking about would be like that one. And of course, if he's going in, then you would have to have the other one. Long left squid and long right squid. Creative Juices is a winner. So I think it'd be only slightly confusing if I called the two ones that I posted left squid and right squid. Like long arm left and long arm right. That's what it's like to have every word said turned into a slogan. These things happen around here. I think just long arm left and long arm right would probably work. Because these ones would be like referring to. Ooh, yeah. Although, are we doing it? Are we doing it from the squid's perspective? Because the top one would be his right arm, and the bottom one would be his left arm. I think that since I'm doing right and then left for a lot of these, yeah, one of them looks like he's reaching out to grab you, and the other one, sadly enough, looks like he's dabbing. Princess Flamingo! Right-handed and left-handed will work for that. Oh, don't highlight the whole chat. Alright, so let's go ahead and save that. We'll get right-handed and left-handed added to the command. Not that kind of ad. Trying to add as many victory conditions as possible here. Also thinking I should change the name from bestiary to squid decks. Exclamation mark, check the decks. Anyways, I don't think I have to justify that. You don't. It can be an unofficial nickname. Right, so I need to close that for right now. We are getting close enough to race time that I need to take my quick little break so that I don't have to take a quick little break in the middle of the run like last week. So I will be right back. All right. Let's get my GLHF copied. Let's real quickly switch over my characters. So I want to use Madeline. Madeline. So I don't think I've used her. I think maybe I showed the character at some point in the demo. I don't think I actually used her. Blank. Blink blonk. Alright, keyboard needs to go over here so I can at least orient it. Boy, I'm gonna have to plug in this keyboard at some point. Let's get this keyboard plugged in right now. Just so it doesn't turn off on me. So I'm seeing the number pad off to the side is a little dim. Let's get some requests put in on Rainwave. IRC focused on. Luck good, have fun. Thank you, Firebat. Same to you. I dropped my controller. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right, so this is a big chunky character. Trying to remember what the issue was, or what I thought the issue was with this character. I think, like, there's part of an outline that's missing or something. There's also the fact that she's not spinning with her spin jump. But I can't complain about that too much because the sprite that I'm thinking about doing is literally 2 fucking frames of animation. And not even this much. Playing with Vic Viper is gonna be a lot like playing as like Master Hand or the Super Nintendo controller, where you cannot really tell where Samus is standing. Or God help you, the invisible sprite. I probably need to use the sprite sheet for Invisa Samus. I'll show you my blowing up a space station if you show me yours. Yeah, I usually take my break at 5 minutes before the hour. I try to wait as long as I can before the race starts. Sizzling Thistle. That's a good sounding color. Whee! Oh, thought I had one more. Count was off. Yeah, I'm not going to be in here too long. I'm probably double parked as well. Might be in a handicap spot. You never know. Whoop. More Fing Ball. I do seem to remember this Morph Ball. We don't see the hundreds of spaceships lined up to it, next to it on the Z-axis. That's right. It's just this big, long line. Yeah, I do seem to remember this Morph Ball. I don't know. This... So far, this sprite is probably just gonna get, like, a C. Where it's not bad, but there are definitely others that I like better. And of course, it unfortunately reminds me of the fact that a lot of times I tend to group multiple things together in my head if I find out about them for the first time around the same time. I do that with a lot of the bands that I've found out about throughout the years, where it's like I just group them together in my head because the first time I listened to that band was, you know, around about the first time I listened to some other band. No, that's not really a good example. But anyways, the example I'm thinking of for as it relates to this character was the fact that I found out about Celeste around about the same time that I found out about Iconoclasts. And they are very different games, but I found out about them around the same time. So I just kind of have them grouped together in my head. And part of me is a little sad that Celeste is the one that got to be so popular. But then again, I think people are suckers for precision platformers more so than I am. And Iconoclasts is more of a Metroidvania with a more detailed sprite work art style. Like, I don't know if it's... Like, I don't know if I can pull up that same kind of precision platformer versus other games that I liked better. If I phrase it that way, then I can. But Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac, I like Binding of Isaac a whole hell of a lot more than Super Meat Boy. Even though it's been fucking forever since I played both of them. I'm much more likely to play Binding of Isaac than I am Super Meat Boy. And I got the bounce. I don't think I activated the gate, though. Yeah, we didn't. Okay. This is kind of a cool song. Not gonna lie. I've got about a minute and a half to put it on the request line, or favorites list. Yeah, I do kind of like the fact that the morph ball in motion just adds like a little triangle onto the end of it. It's a very simple style, and I'm not taking that away from this sprite's rating. I'm waiting to see something about this sprite that would move it up and out of C tier. But I think the other reason why it's in that tier is just because of my not necessarily a personal bias against Celeste, but I've just never really had any desire to play Celeste. Compare that to like a sprite like Earthworm Jim, where like I'm really not a fan of the Earthworm Jim video games because I think there's just a lot of mechanical flaws in those games and shortcomings. I think the game could have been so much more, especially when they had the chance to remaster it. Always gonna say, give me true circular aiming in a game like that instead of 8 directions. Let's get Earthworm Jim remade as a twin stick shooter. Wonder if I have any other non-musical examples of this idea in my head of kind of bundling games together that aren't necessarily related or even similar. It's just I found out about them at the same time. I don't know, I kind of can't right now. I'm sure there are more examples of it, I'm not thinking of them right now. I mean, Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy is kind of understandable because they were by the same studio, if I'm remembering right. So it makes sense to kind of bunch them together in my head. Shit. And stuff like Cave Story and Maze of Gallius and Lama Lana and Hydra Castle Labyrinth. Yeah, I found out about those games all at the same time. That's more than just 2. And they are fairly similar in a lot of ways. Got pink hair now. It's usually I usually like bunch stuff together like that, and it usually doesn't make sense. I guess I'll turn to one of the musical examples, and that would be Seven Dust and Soulfly. Technically, they're both rock bands, they're both metal bands, but their style is very different. Maybe another good one would be Meshuggah and Opeth. Meshuggah is just like straight ahead, big, crunchy, almost death metal. And while Opeth has moments of that in their music, they are a lot more melodic in a lot of their music. Yeah, I can't really think of any better examples. And I understand it's already a concept that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And it's kind of based on it not making sense. is kind of the other thing. Jumped over the thing. So anyways, back to squids. I actually kind of think that the bestiary is set for right now, unless I see one show up. If we see one in the wild, then we can if we see one in the wild that is like really obvious, it's like, oh, we need to do something with this. And who knows, maybe we could even put like a special little note under the entry in the bestiary if someone else besides me came up with the squid or caught it in the wild. The other one I was thinking about is like if you have just like one of the tentacle tips on one end and then the rest are all heads. You can have that be the Hydra. And I'm a little hesitant to use a lot of like the smaller ones besides the small squid and the small worm. Just because while I do want to add more quote-unquote victory conditions, I don't want to make it just so that every single combination is something. You're still going to get some junk and you're still going to get some jank, with squid slots just because of how it is. Now that's a snake for you. The ultra dangerous green-headed blue snake. Venom so powerful it could take down the entire internet. At the very least, I'm glad to have this much of the bestiary back in action. So that was something I had been wanting to do and thinking about doing for a number of weeks now. I sat there for long enough to pick that up, but whatever, I don't need it. The lack of the spin jump would be a little less noticeable if I was actually listening to the game audio, so I could hear the sound of Samus spinning in midair. Whoop. Try shooting the thing first, dummy. There should be like an ultra rare emote that would show up in the middle slot for squid slots. Something like the snake head. We got some okay squids. Okay squids? Okay crabs. I guess we've also had some okay squids. But I don't think that's in this game. Okay, squids enjoy when no one's around. Yeah, you see, something kind of like that. But, like, just getting that one emote to show up wouldn't be a quote-unquote victory condition. Just trying to think of squid slot results or that are just like really obvious, like, oh, that looks like this thing, or oh, that looks like this thing. Something that's easily recognizable enough that you wouldn't have to do a Google image search to get the reference. Come on, man. Big, dumb, slow ghost? At least we got him. Poke, poke, poke. Here we go. That might be too high. Nope, I got the bounce. Should be good. I flew right through that key hunter? Excuse me? Did I get him? No. Didn't get him good enough. Yeah, I think we need to just kind of keep it simple, but I think stuff like that might even have to be like a separate command. The full house. And see, stuff like that, when you can just reference like something from your poker or Another game like that with the full house. There's too many different combinations. It's literally just 3 of any of them, and then 2 of any of the others. Ugh. Oh no. I think it might actually be set for right now. Yes. I'd laugh my ass off if I'd gotten stuck in that top one. I don't need anything, we can kind of just go. Cadmium topaz. I think that's the color of the morph ball, isn't it? Brainwave once again reminding me of another video game that I need to finish at some point. I actually really like Rice Star. It's one of my personal favorite Genesis games. Sometimes the level design in that can be a little confusing, but at the same time, I think it's a great example of kind of a lesser talked about Genesis title that is still really, really good. I guess the swinging mechanic does take a little bit of getting used to. Can't really think of too much about Rice Star that I don't like. It's a really pretty game as well. Great sprite work. Great background art. Swinging mechanic takes a lot of trust. Oh no, I prefer if the guy's gonna be working on my car. I wish he wouldn't be on his swing set, but you know. It's how you deal with some of those lug nuts. Shit. Oh yeah, the one thing I was trying to think of earlier that I kind of had a little problem with the very first time I saw this sprite is during her jump, the outline on the top of her head goes away. Great time to mention that since I'm going into a room with a pitch black background. You can't see it. The other reason why I would consider this sprite a solid C tier instead of, and like not even thinking about putting it any lower than that, um, is because her sprite is like really accurate to the game. Like, I'm pretty sure this is exactly how she looks in Celeste. She was the one that had the twisting spin jump. When I saw the little robots from last week, I was trying to remember who had the twisting spin jump, so it was Madeline. So I have played this character before. Just didn't really remember it. Remembered the morph ball, and I remembered the spin jump. Space jump. The face details are precise. Exactly. If anything, she has been made a lot bigger than how she was in Celeste. Because I seem to remember that sprite being tiny. Yeah, most girls usually don't. I still need to try to remember where to lay that power bomb in that room, if there's any kind of visual cue. I mean, I'm assuming you'd lay it as close to the middle of the room as you can. I'm just wondering if there's some kind of visual cue for where the middle of the room would be. So yeah, I think for all of my potential complaints about this sprite, I think it's still got enough good going for it to make it a solid C tier. Let's see if I change my mind by the time I actually put the list together. But like on some of these days when there's just like nothing on YouTube, I need to spend some more time doing stuff that I often say that I should do, or that I need to do, or that I wish I would remember to do, or etc. I'm on the elevator. I guess I wasn't. Shit. Actually, the other night, um, I actually did something that I have been wanting to do, but not really something that I've been talking about. Um, and that is reinstalling and trying to play um, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and Saints Row 3 and 4. Didn't reinstall 4. Didn't reinstall Saints Row 4. Haven't retried that one. But I think I need to mess around with the dead zone on, like, the dead zones on my control sticks on my Xbox One controller. Because the vehicle driving in the PC versions of those games, at least of Vice City and San Andreas, the steering does not feel how I remember it feeling when I played those games on PS2. So I'm wondering if it's something I can compensate for with dead zones for the C sticks. And I think maybe I need to like pull out my old San Andreas instruction manual and do some controller rebinding. Because the button rebinding in that game seems pretty robust. Seems like you can pretty much set any button to any action. And that's good. Because unlike Oblivion, you can actually rebind your controls in the PC versions of these games. And it won't just like automatically overwrite your control settings to still have to use keyboard and mouse. It's just, if I'm gonna move my dumb little end table over to play a game keyboard and mouse more comfortably, I'm gonna play Morrowind. I'm going to play Terraria. I'm going to play Starbound. Going to play a whole host of games before I play Oblivion. Another thing I've been meaning to do that is far less consequential, um, I've been thinking about reinstalling, or at least trying to reinstall, Shadowrun Chronicles Boston Lockdown, because that was an online game, and the servers shut down years ago. So I'm kind of curious to see what, if anything, of that game is left. Like, I'm wondering if you're even able to actually reinstall it. I'm wondering if, like, the create a character is there, and maybe, like, the lobby. But that is a game that kind of wish that I still had access to, just because I never really got that deep into it to know if it was going to be something I would like. I was too busy messing around with the second Shadowrun Returns game, because that had a pretty good recreation of the Super Nintendo Shadowrun. And I think the SNES Shadowrun mod might exist for the third one. Is it Shadowrun Hong Kong? But that game was a lot of fun in its own right. More turn-based strategy games. I never felt like my characters were doing enough damage in that game. I don't know if that was kind of a common feeling in the old XCOM games, which Shadowrun Returns is kind of mechanically based on. It's just kind of like XCOM. I feel like luck plays way too pivotal a role in that game. Oh shit, we had a close one, folks. JC Walk taking first with a 48 even. And Insane Firebat taking second with a 48.08. GG, you guys. The best Insane Firebat under one roof. I guess it would be kind of hard for him to be under two roofs. I guess unless he lives in an apartment building, but then again, I think there's a difference between a ceiling and a roof. Better than all the other insane fire bats I know. I guess I also need to get my stuff together and actually play through Record of Lodos War, Deedlit, and Wonder Labyrinth. Because I only know... All I know from Record of Lodos War is the 2-part OVA that was shown on the Sci-Fi Channel on Saturday Anime back in the day. But it was the first time I had seen, like, a Western-style high fantasy OVA. Everything else that I would have seen that would have been like ancient fantasy like that would have been of samurais and ninjas. And then everything beyond that was either set in modern times or set in the future. So it was really cool the first time that I saw Record of Lodos War. And I remember the events of the OVA somewhat. And I remember a lot of the characters. Pretty easy for me to remember Deedlit because she was the hot blonde elf girl. And then when I found out that they gave her her own fucking video game, and it's in the style of, you know, Metroidvanias, yes please. Went and downloaded that shit real quick. Yo, what's up, Golden Monkey? Thank you for the let's go! I probably should have picked up that super, but... especially if these idiots are gonna grab me. But we're good. I was just gonna say, you know what other OVA I saw back in the day that I wish had its own video game? But I had to catch myself because I realized, oh shit, they did have a video game. It was just a Neo Geo game. And that's, 8-Man. From 8-Man After. Which is the one that I saw. I never saw the original TV show or any of the other iterations of 8-Man besides that one. Hell of an OVA. Violent as all hell. I think Demon City Shinjuku would make a very good video game. Shame that I don't think it's gonna happen. Kashan Robot Hunter would probably make a better video game than it made a live-action movie. That movie was still pretty cool, but the last, like, quarter of that movie is just, like, fucking nonsense. It's like, what am I watching here? None of this makes sense. But then again, that movie wasn't made for Western audiences. A lot of movies that I have liked have not been made for Western audiences. But then, like, I was really kind of surprised to see that a number of OVAs that I liked from being a kid actually do have at least one video game that just, you know, never came out in America. Shit. A good example of that would be the OVA called Venus Wars. Absolutely loved Venus Wars as a kid. Animation quality in that OVA was some of the best I had seen. And Gall Force. Was really kind of surprised to find out that Gall Force has, like, a couple of games. Gotta spam bot minutes after ending stream. Got him. I think, pretty sure that the Gall Force video games are just, like, shoot-em-ups, though. They might have a PC 98 game, now that I think of it. I don't know what kind of game that would be, though. Probably a visual novel. Probably a dating sim, since you're on a spaceship with a whole crew of women. $56.57. This is gonna be a pretty low 59. I'll take it. May not be thrilled about it, but I'll take it. And I absolutely love the Mega Man X OST. Some of my favorite music on the Super Nintendo. Pretty sure Akira had more than one video game. I think they had an NES game of some sort that might have been kind of a turn-based strategy thing like Venus Wars was. And then they had the PS1 pinball game that I'm almost positive came out in America. Dragon Ball Z has had more games come out than you can shake a stick at. Cyborg 009 had one that came out on NES, if not one that came out before that. 5911 GG. Astro Boy has had some good ones, including one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games, which once again is Astro Boy Omega Factor. Shockingly good video game. One of those beat-em-ups that has a real nice feel to it. Thanks for the race. Smiley face. And we can bop out of here. And before we go any further, we must acknowledge the fact that we secured third place. Yes! Kill the animals! Dude, I actually found that pin I got from one of the GDQs. Oh, that reminds me. It was when I was watching one of the StarCraft League videos. They find a Westerner sitting in the audience, and he's wearing a fucking SGDQ shirt that I have. Saw that shit. I'm like, I have that shirt. Fun times. I guess the Fatal Fury OVAs don't count. I'm pretty sure they were video games first. I don't think there's ever been a video game based off of Project A-ko. And I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that. If there is a Project A-ko video game, I've never seen it. Dear Force! It's not an OVA, but I have definitely played the Kill la Kill video game. Cute little button mashing hack and slash. Got a couple games that are like that. I think the one that I quote-unquote stopped on alright, let's get ready to butcher some Japanese names. Here we go. Oh, hell yeah. Cave Story has good music. What was the name of the first one I played? Mitsurugi Kamui Hikai. Oh wow, it's only 107 megabytes. That's not bad. 3D button smashing, hack and slash, with cute Japanese girls. Then it was Kill la Kill. That's apparently not in my uncategorized folder. Is that one of my favorites? Is it a remote play game? Yes. Kill la Kill. If. 15 gigs. Now that's more like it. And yeah, the one that I just like never got around to playing, Just the Illusion Soul, or Just the Illusion Soul. Really pretty looking game, I gotta say. The main character looks a little fucking goofy, but these things can't always be avoided. Oh, and I never got around to finishing up X-Blades, which is more of like a Devil May Cry kind of game. I've got like an hour and a half in that. It was pretty fun. Without looking more closely at a lot of these games, I can't really remember which other ones were button mashy and hack and slashy. Thought there was a Gundam one. Oh, what was that one? Action Taimanin. Based off of a, I believe, popular Japanese franchise involving girls that are extremely top-heavy. It's free to play, and it's kind of a fun hack and slash, if I remember right. I just never really got around to playing a whole lot of it. I keep forgetting that I actually own Blasphemous. That's another game I need to play. Above all else, I need to get off my ass and actually play through The Messenger. I've played maybe like a half hour of that game and decided that I really wanted to play it on stream. And guess who never got around to doing that? Okay, so Shadowrun Chronicles Boston Lockdown is only 2.6 gigs. So I'd technically be able to download it if I'm still able to download it. And I've only played it for 1 hour. Again, I'm just interested to see how much of that game is still there. Because I don't think you can play through any levels or anything. I think if anything, you can walk around in like a private version of the lobby. I do have morbid curiosity about what has become of Dungeon Fighter Online. That game is 43 gigs. I'd have to put it on my external hard drive and I'd have to uninstall a bunch of stuff. Just to find out that the game still controls like trash. The game, to my knowledge, used to be an arcade-style beat-em-up that felt really, really good to play. Had a lot of good feedback. The enemies weren't just, you know, one-hit kills. And you didn't gain, like, 30 levels in 2 dungeons. Speaking of morbid curiosity about online video games... I think it might be funny if I could convince someone to play MapleStory with me. Mostly to see if that game still kinda doesn't feel right. It's not that it feels bad to play, at least as far as the last time I checked. I don't know, something about it changed. More than just the world map when they did their Cataclysm. I mean, Big Bang. Still need to play through the Darksiders games. I still need to finish up Hard Reset. It's just I have found shooters that I like more than Hard Reset, but I still liked Hard Reset. Christ almighty, that's right. I actually own Might and Magic 10 Legacy, as well as Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I'd have to delete like 2/3 of my Steam library in order to be able to play that game, just in order to have the space for it. I don't know if I'd actually be able to play it. Rage, Red Faction, Guerrilla. More games I need to get back on. The Strider remake. I think I ended up running into a boss that I couldn't get past in that game. Oh sure, what games do I have in my questionable folder that anyone would have ever heard of? Maybe Judge Dredd, Dredd vs. Death? I seem to recall that having the same kind of like jank to it that the old RoboCop game on the Xbox had. Everything else on here I think is just questionable for different reasons besides gameplay. Okay, Last Escape looks like it's literally just a Wolfenstein clone. That's good. Maybe that doesn't need to be in there. One of these days I should see what has become of the Disgaea RPG. Free-to-play mobile game. Because I remember just like not being able to sign in. But I also remember saying if I was going to experience the story that it's told in Disgaea, and in the Disgaea series, it's going to be through this game. Because I'm more of a fan of that kind of RPG than I am of tactics RPGs. Mostly I'm just not good at tactics games. Then of course there's the Final Fantasy Pixel remakes. As well as World of Final Fantasy. I'm trying to remember if someone got me that for Christmas or something. Anyways, I need to take a quick break before I get stuck thinking about video games that I need to play. Oh, all of these games need to go into the questionable folder. All of them. It's a bunch of games made by the company called Naxsoft. And pretty much all of his games except for one. And I don't know. I just was not really impressed by that indie dev. Now, Blaze Epic, on the other hand, oh baby. Stuff like The Way of the Pixelated Fist, Ninjatic Mind Tricks, Samurai Shin Jazz, or Shin Samurai Jazz. It's one of those. I remember being pleasantly surprised by those. Nothing crazy, but just like, hey, this is pretty good. I'm falling into the trap of looking at video games, though, instead of taking the break that I need to take. Top heavy. Big hair was a thing in the 80s. Like the old Dirty Pair anime. Gigantic hair. One of these days we will get you a proper computer. Yeah. Yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna have $1,000 that I can just throw around. And I'm just gonna get myself a pre-built computer that should be good for more than just like 10 years. Make every the questionable folder count. A day without the Way of the Pixelated Fist is like a day without sunshine. I don't know. It's not that good of a video game, but it was, again, pleasantly surprising. That's kind of the bar that I have for video games is, oh hey, wow, this isn't shit. Fallen into the trap. Call the SWAT team. I remember Alpha Prime being a goofy little video game. You had like a melee weapon that you could swing as fast as you could click the mouse button. And I remember there's enough like physics to the game where you can actually like shoot a basketball at a hoop. What other games are in here that I should play at some point? Axiom Verge. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Carrion. Carrion is definitely a game I need to play on stream. You just play this gigantic, carnivorous, amorphous blob. It's like sneaking around a science station, like a research station. It's basically if The Thing was a video game and you got to play as The Thing. And since I am about to upload my VOD of this particular game, I need to find out which version of RPG Maker that I made You Have to Find the Chicken for. I think it was RPG Maker VX Ace. Because it wasn't RPG Maker 2003. And that's the one I'm probably the most familiar with. I think it was VX Ace. Let me check the workshop. Yep, there it is. Made this game in July of 2017. A 160 unique videos. Videos? Visitors. 160 unique visitors. You are a chicken farmer. You have to find the chicken. You don't have time for this. That's the description. Simple little project that basically functions as a means to listen to some of the better music that comes with RPG Maker VX. Journey through 5 worlds and find the chicken wandering aimlessly in each level. So yeah, if you have RPG Maker VX, you can find yourself some You Have to Find the Chicken. Because I think I released it as something that you have to play in RPG Maker VX, and I didn't release it as like a standalone thing. I think that's how that goes. right. Let's see here. Pretty sure I could beat this game in the remaining amount of time. Where are we? There she is. Right, now how do I play this game again? Okay. I get this. And then it's like, yeah. You're just kind of going. And you accidentally hit the thing, and you hit reset. Because you're supposed to use the shell to get past that bottom guy. I've been watching people do speed runs of this game, and it's pretty much as short as DuckTales. I am just not used to, like, I'm not familiar enough with this game. I think, like, you have to hit him more than once. Then you probably need to hit a different button besides that. Yeah. Hit the same button as the tail flip. All I can think of with this game is the shells you get when you play Jaws on the NES. Oh man. I think I have seen someone play that game once. So that's basically just the run button. Pretty sure this song is gonna get nuked in the VOD. Okay, I can throw diagonally. That's good to know. We own Jaws, so you played it a lot. Oh man. Ooh. It's a good shell. Not what you're supposed to do. Okay, and you have to wait for him to be big. And I was too low into the ground. And I died. No, I need to watch some more runs of that and actually like pay attention to what they're doing. Didn't mind the game except for the final boss of punishing if you missed the timing. Another game that's relatively short that I really wish I knew how to actually play. You can actually jump over the event trigger to start this conversation, but I don't know where to jump from. There's only like 5 levels, I think, in this and in Little Mermaid. They're both like really short games. Maybe 6. Just I have other games that I have devoted muscle memory to, mostly Super Metroid. Thank God my head's not a hitbox. Oh, hold on. That waterfall reminded me of something incredibly unfortunate, but it reminded me of it. Where is it? God help us all, this is an actual video game. Shoot that frog. No, not there. And I'm dead instantly. Hooray. But yeah, speaking of not knowing where to go in a video game, oh god. Just reset. I need to be back up on the upper level, I think. I don't know. There's one very specific thing I want to do in this video game, and it is not that. Dead instantly not included. Oh, in this game it is. Maybe after the... Well, no, I'm down here now. Down this ladder? Frog. That's lava. Ooh, hey. My sprite's all broken. This game is completely not even worth the trivial amount of time I'm putting into it right now. This game is a white-hot mess. There's a waterfall somewhere that I need to find. And I don't remember where it is. There it is. Oh, it's starting to happen already. As long as there's like something else moving on screen, then this game completely forgets what collision detection is supposed to look like and what it actually is. Yeah, I'm in this wall now. The game can't stop me. The game is actually cheering me on to get further and further into this wall. One more, Harry. Come on, there we go. Look at him go. He's right the hell in there. I don't think jumping makes this process any faster. In fact, I think it would actually make me pop out of the wall and onto the platform above me. I'm about to turn on fast forward, but I'm scared that bat knows the same wall clipping technology that I do. But yeah, you just need to make sure that there's something like this waterfall that is also moving on the screen, and just walk up to any wall in this game and just start walking. Next thing you know, you're in there. Wall clipping technology, the top of the heap. Yeah, that heap of shit that is Super Pitfall. This is literally the best thing about the game. Is the fact that you can do this. I've seen a clip of someone doing this, and they get Harry stuck in, like, the swimming animation while he's in the wall. It's not a dream. Heap of shit is real. And it's called Super Pitfall. This is definitely a game where it's okay to talk shit about just about every aspect of the game. In a lot of other video games, you kind of have to work a little bit in order to break the game. Mega Man 1 is kind of the exception to that, because all you have to do is jump on the magic pixel and wiggle back and forth. But usually what happens with that glitch is the game just resets. It just crashes back to the title screen. Sometimes you can spawn the Yellow Devil, sometimes you can spawn the boss of, I think it's either Wily 2 or Wily 3. Other times you can spawn in a dead Robot Master and end the level instantly. But that's only on like one spot in one level in Mega Man 1, to the best of my knowledge. And we're out of there. Money. Almost landed on that spider. And there's a frog. I got stuck crouching. Ah, yes. Everyone's favorite, Super Mario 14. A game that has peeing babies as an enemy in the second level. So it makes me feel really unsure about playing it on stream. Look, everyone, it's Mario. He just said Mamma Mia. Don't believe me? There he is. Oh, I see the bot trying to start a race, but he is now known as True Skill 45459. I think I've got a save state. Yes. Like all of my save states are in the right spot. Whoop. You have to do a jump just right down in this corner. Otherwise, you pop back out onto the bridge. I don't think I'm low enough. Yeah, I don't think like his shoulders should be sticking out that much. Oh. It's like, yeah, like he should be that low. But it is a really tricky spot to find. I think that's all you have to do is just like, just jump down into this corner. I don't think it's just like nudging yourself into the corner and then just continuing to jump. I think there has to be a little bit of like forward momentum to your jump. See, this one's gonna bug me if I can't get it, because that means I forget how to do it. I really thought it was just hitting the right spot. Hope it's not that I've like walked too far forward or something. Momentum canceling in this game is really hard. Well, what's supposed to happen is that you end up clipping through the floor, reappearing at the top of the screen, and just falling for like a couple minutes. In Super Pitfall, you had to find a waterfall in order to get the wall clip to work. In this trick, you are trying to become the waterfall. Man, and I really thought that was it. Must just be a really tricky magic pixel. Because yeah, it's not just walking up and it's not just walking down. There has to be a jump to it. I swear I'm landing in the right spot. But I must just be like a pixel or two off. And not like one of those fancy pixels that you see nowadays. No, like big clunky NES pixels. Oh, whatever. We got pretty close. Is the story that I'm gonna use to describe why I wasn't able to get that trick to work. Yep. I need to go punch someone in the face. Of course. I do actually have some Zelda 2 randomizer ROMs on here. A lot, actually. No pants. Oh. I'm over here now. I already have down stab, which is nice. Oh god, what's the count for enemies in this game? I think it's a 5 count? Oh, and I don't want to find out on these guys. I died. Anyways, I need to get my mind made up on who I want to play Super Metroid as. Then I need to take another restroom break just in case. Um, set goal Friday night. Any? How do I percent? There we go. I don't know who this is. Tom Crow Corbin? Thom Crow? Yo, it's Nintoaster. There you go. I like the cursor being the little bird. Alright, race channel is open. Which twin has the wiggling back and forth? Yikes. Anyways, be right back. Gamers? Who the hell does this guy think he's calling a gamer? Oh, hell yes, I came back at the right time. Dude, Jazz Jackrabbit is a fucking awesome video game. Well, the overwhelming majority of my experience with Jazz Jackrabbit is from the original game and then the Christmas-based expansion pack. Never really played a whole lot of Jazz Jackrabbit 2. I'm trying to remember if there was a Jazz Jackrabbit 3 or if that was just a fever dream. I think the third Jazz Jackrabbit game is just the one on Game Boy Advance. Which, I don't know. I liked the first one a whole lot. Have fun. Luck good. Thank you, Firebat. Same to you. We are ready. Race is set. 3, 2, 1. Don't press B. See, I got 5 people in the race here tonight. Always good to see. Oh boy. I wonder if this character is from something, or if it's an OC. I'd have to look it up on the various site. Kind of feels like an OC to me. He does the finger guns, so that's not bad. He's got that going for him already. The animation on him is really nice as well. I think he just does the blink blanc instead of having like a breathing heavy animation. Someone did some pretty nice work on this sprite, I'm not gonna lie. At 42-32. Can't get out of the 42s tonight. Well, not last. Alright, let's get... Let's get some favorites hucked in to Rainwave. All this guy is wearing is just a chain. Just a gold chain with tiny pendant. Perhaps a cross. It's far too small to make out the detail. He is flashing. Not like the bad definition of flashing, just, you know. Yeah, I think he's wearing 2 chains, actually. I missed. Okay, Morph Ball is pretty adorable. He's just like teeny tiny crow. There's gotta be someone's OC. Other people have made SM skins for their OCs that aren't as good as this one, in my opinion. Birds apparently have a hard time doing wall jumps. These stupid human bones won't let me fly. Oh god, what was that line that I heard in someone's Oblivion video? It's like, "Ha! I don't believe in that, but I do believe in bones." It's, a character from the Shivering Isles in Oblivion. And just, I remember laughing so hard. And I was watching this video and it just, this guy, "I do believe in bones." Sure hope we're not supposed to believe that this guy is crazy because he says something like, "I believe in bones." I'd be nervous about the guy that doesn't believe in bones. Yes, we're all held upright with a large internal system of cactus. To me, that sounds a little bit crazier than "I do believe in bones." Oh my god, I can't, dude. Can't get out of here. It's impossible. Impossible. Yeah, Morph Ball on this character is pretty cute. I like it. Real work slogans not included. Yeah, we have to get the guy to do them for us. Nervous about where that Ripper is headed. Reminding me of the classic line, the classic out of nowhere line, while Feasel was learning the old game Karateka. And all of a sudden, in just like his super calm and soothing Feasel voice, he just says, "Punch that bird right in the cloaca." I lost my shit right then and there, dude. There were some good times. Not even that long ago. When Feasel came back and was learning the SNES version of Sim Ant, as well as Populous. Populous is an interesting game to watch because you don't really know what you're looking at unless you're looking at someone that knows how to play the game. And even then, it takes you a while. And it's like, okay, I kind of get what's going on here. I don't know how to play the game, but I can kind of understand what's going on in it a little bit. For the most part, I think it's just like a civilization simulator, kind of like a god sim. So again, real interesting game to watch. Sure, it must be pretty rough when it comes to actually like trying to learn the game though. Yo, I think some people might have dropped out of Rainwave, or they're at least not requesting stuff anymore. I'm getting a pretty quick turnaround on some of my requests all of a sudden. About to get a song from Castlevania Bloodlines coming up. It's not that one song from Castlevania Bloodlines, but it's still a good song from that game. Bloodlines would be a fun game to try to play through. Because it's like... it's a Castlevania game in name only. Pretty sure it's more based off of the film Nosferatu, I think? Or it's based off of Clive Barker's Dracula. I forget which. But it's like more based off of a movie than based off of Castlevania lore. And neither of the characters are Belmonts. You have John Morris and Eric Lecard, I think. Fucking got him! Yeah, this is like the actual Castlevania theme that's in the game. The one song from this game is like, it's something with the word blue in it. I don't remember the name of it offhand. But apparently the only part of this character that changes color is his necklace. Which means palette swaps of this character might be kind of interesting. Can't get out of the hole, dude. What do you do when you can't get out of the hole? Nailed it, but didn't get the mock ball, so didn't exactly nail it. Jump shoes. We need to have a character like this that would like actually put on, like the sprite would actually put on some sneakers when you get high jump. Ah, Dust Force. I looked at the album cover. I was like, what the fuck game is this? Looked a bit more closely. Oh, it's from Dust Force. I don't know if I ever actually bought Dust Force. It's a really cool game, and I have memories of playing it. But I don't think that I saw it when I was looking around in my Steam library earlier. Dust Force is about as close as I'll get anymore to precision platforming. I wouldn't even call that game a precision platformer. It's a platformer, sure. It's a platformer in the same sense that like Mohawk and Headphone Jack is a platformer. Because it's more of a collect-a-thon. Supers, please. Supers, please. God, how many of you idiots jump out at once? Can't be bothered to not nickel and dime me? Sexy Parodius. Pretty sure that Gokujo Parodius was one of the first Japanese Super Nintendo games, Super Famicom games that I ordered from Japan. So I think I got like 2 or 3 of them in that first round. Because it was Gokujo Parodius, Gundam Wing Endless Duel, and maybe the Japanese version of an RPG. But I think all of those came later. So it might have just been those 2. But I thought there was another one. I can never remember which Japanese Super Famicom games I actually own. Last time I tried to name all of them, I forgot that I have a Japanese copy of Illusion of Gaia. Excuse me, sir. No, I do need to go in here. Thoughts of Super Famicom games are too all-consuming in my head right now. It's definitely easier for me to keep track of the Famicom games that I own because I only own like 5 or 6 of them. And I feel like I don't even need to say it, but the very first one of those that I ordered was 100% Kokoron. when I first put two and two together on ordering games from people in Japan, Kokorone did not take long. Then we ended up getting King Kong 2. Then I ended up getting Maze of Gallius. What's the other one that I actually had in the cart right now? Well, there's Dragon Buster 2. You see, and I'm already having this kind of trouble trying to remember which Famicom games I have. So much harder with Super Famicom. Most of the Super Famicom games I have are just like Japanese copies of American RPGs. Just in case I ever decided I wanted to do speedruns. Of course, my copy of The Fireman on Super Famicom. So glad I actually bought that game. Really nice to have that as a part of the physical collection. And I was never able to find myself a copy of New Ghostbusters 2 on Famicom. Because there are just some words that when you search on eBay or Amazon completely throws the search away from what you were trying to find. I ended up, the one time I thought that I had found what I was looking for, I ended up getting a ROM-hacked cartridge of Ghostbusters 2 that when you started it up, the title screen said Ghostbusters 3. Oh, now it's gonna bug me if I can't remember the other Famicom game that I actually have in a cart. Because I don't have as many pin adapters and as many carts as I do Famicom games. I've only got like a couple of each. Then again, I've got like 5 or 6 Famicom games. I think the other one that I have in a cart, I think, is King Kong 2. Should not have used that super on that blue door. And at least a couple of the Famicom games actually came with the box and instruction manual. I know Maze of Gallius did. Bonk. As long as I hit him with 2. And I think I did. I did. But yeah, look at this little guy. The little crow is the morph ball. He's pretty cute. Again, I'm kind of feeling this guy is a pretty solid C. C for crow. Unless his space jump is something special, that might bump him up to a B. But right now, this character feels like a pretty strong C. Like if I did half grades, like a C plus or a C minus, he'd probably be a C plus. C plus, B minus. Like, he doesn't entirely look out of place in this game. And that's something I always appreciate with these characters, is when they're able to pull that off. The Among Us crewmate, again, is probably the best example of that. Fucking got him! Like, yeah, the crewmate is a goofy-looking little spaceman, but that's the thing. He's a little spaceman. So he doesn't seem completely out of place in Super Metroid, even though he's several degrees more cartoony than his surroundings. It's like the Carbot texture pack for StarCraft. And those absolute motherfuckers teased us with a Diablo 2 texture pack. Well, with a preview of the texture pack in a video that came out on April Fool's Day. So the Carbot Studios Diablo 2 videos were so fucking good. Some of them hit me right in the nostalgia and completely reminded me of a lot of my experiences playing Diablo 2. No, JC! Pokemon Coliseum. Oh, baby, now there's a game. Pokemon Coliseum was a weird one for me. I remember liking it, but I also remember having, like, really mixed feelings about it. Let's not play around. Let's just stick my arm in this strange machine up to the elbow. I'm sure it'll be fine. If you can't trust strange machines on an alien planet, who can you trust? Oh yeah. God, last time I played Castle Crashers was years ago, back when I had someone to regularly play it with. Then we started playing other stuff. Speaking of which, I think I still have another couple of those Duck Game VODs to put out. There was the one that I titled Quack as many times as Twitch would let me type it in the title bar. So it's just like 50 quacks. Also, related to the behemoth, I had forgotten the alien hominid had a little mini game on the alien's PDA, and that mini game is a real early version of Battle Block Theater, which is my favorite game from the behemoth. Easily. Battle Block Theater is such hilarious chaos, and there's such great opportunity for physical comedy, whether you're playing that game alone or with multiple people. I think you can only have two. But yeah, that game is a laugh riot. That's another game I've been meaning to play some more of. Not necessarily the main story, but probably just a custom map pack. I might decide to just do like a local recording and not actually stream it. Because that makes like the little motions that you can make your character do, like looking back and forth and calling for help and crouching. It makes all of that more expressive, or it makes all of that at least feel more expressive. I mean, it's stuff that I still do even when I have a mic. But something about having that be the only form of expression with that game is something I like. Tiny Crow! Tiny Crow! I get the feeling this guy is gonna have like a pretty normal space jump. We'll see if I eat those words here. Because I didn't watch the demo with this character, so I have no idea. Yeah. Pretty standard. So again, think we're gonna put him on C tier. Good sprite. There's nothing, like, wrong with him. I'm always a little iffy on anthro characters. But I think that's just me. Well, a whole host of other people, but they're not the ones actually playing the game. For an anthro character that's, like, not wearing anything, he makes me feel less iffy than, like, the eggplant or the pug. Or Kirby. The big muscly sprites. Those ones make me feel a little iffy. Maybe more than just a little iffy. But yeah, there's... Can't really say anything really that negative about this character otherwise than he just kind of feels like just a normal character for this game. Like, a lot of the poses and a lot of the motions were pretty, you know, pretty spot on to what Samus was doing. I don't know if the foot placement is quite the same as Samus. Like the Inkling. Sure seems like it, though. I think it's just because he's such a darkly colored character that it's kind of hard to see against, you know, darkly colored backgrounds. It definitely looks really close to Samus's foot placement, so I have a feeling a lot of the visual cues would be the same. Oh no, my next request is going to cancel out music from Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I really get the feeling that not too many people share my enthusiastic opinion about Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. No, Volrat! Although, the odds of me getting third place have now increased significantly. We in there, boys. All we have to do is just not join them in the graveyard, and we should have third place locked up again tonight. No, get in the hand. Hello, tiny bird man. And I can't call him Birdman or Bird Person without it being a reference to some other character. One of which I'm not really a fan of. Let you decide which one that is. Get the thing. And before someone undones and takes my third place trophy away from me again. Normally, I really like the palettes for these spiky side hoppers, but man, not that one. Usually those guys end up with pretty good palettes. But not tonight. Not this ROM. Riddle me this. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're dead, sir. Stop pogoing. Be dead. Misfired twice there. No, Nintoaster. Dang, dude. My third place. Thought 20 and 8 was enough. Dang. Dude, one of these days I might need to start playing this game risky again. And by again, that is with some sumo wrestler-sized air quotes next to it. I mean, I'm gonna have to forego screw attack at some point. Or I'm gonna have to get better at Green Gate. That's probably gonna be what actually ends up happening, is I just end up getting better at GG. Just taking the back door to screw attack. Fuck. Hand too sweaty to just real quickly try to pop one knuckle. Slip sliding around. Death Road to Canada? What an interesting game this is. It's one of the handful of zombie apocalypse games that I kind of got into for a little while. Hey, and Firebat taken first with a 48-39. GG. I think it's just the roguelite looter shooter formula that Death Road to Canada uses that I enjoy. And speaking of roguelikes, another game that I saw in my Steam library that I need to play again, just because it's been long enough ago since the last time I did, was Neurovoider. Also, that game is fucking tiny. Pretty sure it is way less than a gig. And I think most of that might be wrapped up in the music. Because again, a lot of the music for Neurovoider comes from Wrath of Code, by Dan Terminus, which is a fucking fantastic electronic album. It just has such a dark and threatening feel to a lot of the songs, and I like that in electronic music. I like basically the full spectrum of electronic music. Everything from like ambient, easy listening stuff to like the hard driving, almost like dance club kind of feeling, to this dark and sinister and kind of creepy sound. And I'm pretty sure a live stream of just about each of those types of electronic music is available on the, I think it's Night Ride FM YouTube channel. Pretty sure that's it. There's one of those streams that I listen to pretty regularly that's from that 80s guy. Chomp chomp. He's doing the Peter Griffin. Ah, 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 ah. No, again, that's the best thing this character has going for it is the cute little morph ball. Chubby little baby crow. I wonder how many times I hit R there before it actually screen transitioned. Felt like a lot. Can't count that fast out loud. No problems with Zeb Skip tonight. That's always good. No problem getting in here because the fucking turrets know where I'm at. Turret's actually looking tonight. Baby crow. And when you fall with Morph Ball, his little legs are kicking. $19, $18, $17, $16, $15, $14, $13, $12, $11, $10, $9, $8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that ketchup, you bitch. Will it let me shoot her with the super? Yes, it will. Okay. That time. Does he have a look up at Baby Sprite? He does. So They did a good job on the Crow here, but there's not enough about this character that would make me want to put it in B tier. So once again, solid C. The only thing is, I don't have individual pictures of the character tiles on the randomizer site. 5606. This is going to be a low 58. Probably right around a minute faster than the 9. Maybe a little less. Especially if I keep missing shots. Moving forward did not help me. Moving forward in this part of the fight rarely helps me. I kind of want to see how this character looks with some palette swaps. Because if we could get like a red bird or a blue bird or a green bird that would have the color changing necklace, that might be kind of cool. I usually try not to take into consideration how they look with the palette swaps, but I think that might just be the attitude that I go into it this time with, because I don't exactly remember if that was my mindset when I made the other two. Might have been, now that I think of it, but it doesn't matter, because I've already made those. Get me off this blasted rock. 58-18 GG. I need to put my panic notes underneath that notebook. Keeps feeling like I'm about to rip that top page off every time I put my Wii remote down on it. Boy, that bottom left to top right swoop on the 8 always seems to find the dry spot on the tip of that dry erase marker. Thanks for races. Bigger smiley face than last time. Bonk. Kill the kills! Kill the kills! The song is for Machinarium? Machinarium might be the very first game that I ever put on my wish list on Steam. Got just such a beautiful art style. Everything's just so delightfully desolate. Just broken down, rusted out machinery. Not many people can look at art styles like that and call it beautiful. Squidslots! Well, too many people died for me to get third place. Gosh dang. What you gonna do, brother? Ah. Nintendo Land Balloon Trip. Knew it sounded kind of familiar. Well, I'm not gonna get any more requests in tonight. Dear Force! Recruit more racers. Alright, so real quickly, I do want to head to the randomizer site. Varia.run. And I want the question mark box next to that. And where's my guy? Thumb Crow Corbin by Thom Crow. Probably Tom Crow, but we'll do the TH. And yes, it is an original character. Infi and Nitty are original characters? Then there are at least very visually similar characters that are on an album cover on Rainwave's Chiptune channel. So the next thing I need to do is I need to go through all of the custom Samus sprites and make a bunch of ROMs for them. It's probably going to be a while before I do that because I know how long it took me with the customs, and the custom Samuses are going to take me just as long. And then I also need to decide which ones I actually want. Because, like, GT Samus was kind of disappointing. It just has the GT head during the turnaround animation, and while you're on the elevator. It doesn't have it from the side. And I know they're working with limited real estate, but come on now. Anyways, we may or may not have done it. Oh boy. And that is going to wrap things up for me tonight. I think I'm going to go make myself some manner of victory sandwich. Might have to go with victory bowl of macaroni and cheese instead. We'll see how these things pan out. Probably make less of a mess if I just make a sandwich. And that bottle of dish soap isn't exactly half full anymore. Anyways, so another big thank you goes out to Ponk, hanging out, playing Vampire Survivors again. He did mention a game that he wanted to play coming up one of these days. I don't quite remember. Hold on, I'm gonna check Steam real quick for what I think the name of the game is that he told me. Yo, there's a Sega publisher sale going on right now. Nice. Yeah, I think it was Split Fiction. And I'm already pretty sure which character I'm going to be playing as. Although, now that I'm actually watching the video here, I'm a little bit less sure. Because apparently both of the characters kind of change between sci-fi outfits and fantasy outfits. Thought there might just be one that was a sci-fi character and the other one was a fantasy character. 85 gigs of available space. Yeah, I really hope he doesn't try to buy me this game and he just we play it over remote play. Because I'm looking at the video and looking at some of these pictures, I don't know if my laptop is going to be able to play this game. So I hope he walks into that with a plan B, just in case. Otherwise, we're playing Chicory and we're running around in a coloring book. Anyways, and of course, a big thank you to Insane Firebat and everybody else from the SRL races. We'll be back next week to do it all over again with some new goofball characters running around in the fancy-ass world of Super Metroid. So, for everybody else, thanks for stopping by, thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching. I will catch you next time. See ya!